Hello, this is JD, and this is...
Samantha.
That's my daughter. Why? Oh, my hair's a mess. Boy, what a mess. Okay, tonight we're doing two things. First is, I need some help from somebody out there. Either someone to be my campaign manager to start at the beginning of this campaign of 2012, or somebody, a legal firm or a legal group of people, to take over my campaign for 2012. Yes, I am going to be running in 2012, but I'm going to need to do things a little different than what I've done. I had the time to do it right. But tonight we're going to talk about something. I've been listening to the radio all day for the past couple of days, and they're talking about Thanksgiving. And you have these people who are belittling the pilgrims and all that stuff and trying to belittle the holiday of Thanksgiving. Well, the first Thanksgiving, whether it was in Jamestown or whether it was in Plymouth Rock, is not, it doesn't really matter. But the first Thanksgiving in Plymouth Rock, I can tell you, was brought about because of socialism. Yes, socialism enabled the first Thanksgiving. And you say, what do you mean? Well, all this stuff you hear about the pilgrims that's digging up Indian graves for food and raiding fields that existed, that's true. The pilgrims did land in the winter. And they had very little food. And they did do things like that. Then they formed the colony and was doing fairly well. Then they decided to go to a socialist type government. Full socialism. Everybody worked and they put all their food together in one group and would distribute it. And there were some people who just didn't carry their weight. Well, that almost totally destroyed the colony. Literally almost wiped it out. And that's what caused the first Thanksgiving to happen. What happened is that the Indians weren't no mean, vicious group. But, what? You want to tell them what Thanksgiving means?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Thanksgiving is giving thanks to God.
And that's all it is. And how it got into existence is this. The Indians realized that the colonies was hurting. They had no food. And that socialism had destroyed them and they were going to go through a winter without nothing. And through their failure to plant and harvest crops, because of their socialist type of government that they set up, they really didn't have the stuff needed. The Indians brought them food. And what the pilgrims did then was to prepare a feast and invited the Indians. And Thanksgiving was born. It wasn't born out of robbing the graves. It wasn't born out of any selfish act. It was actually born out of an act of kindness by one group of people, the American Indians, to another group of people, the Pilgrims. And they realized the act of kindness. And they invited the Indians over, and they had a feast. And at that feast, they gave thanks to who? Who did they give thanks to?
God.
God. And that is where Thanksgiving comes from. And that's what Thanksgiving means. Nothing more. Whether it happened in Jamestown first or it happened at Plymouth Rock first is irrelevant. What is relevant is what it is. It is to give thanks to God. No matter what name you call him. You could call him God, you could call him Jehovah, you could call him Allah, you could call him Buddha, you could call him anything you want. But what you're saying is thank you for what I have. And that's all Thanksgiving is. Don't try to make it something it's not. Don't try to make it something political. It is not. It is plain and simple a time when the family gets together and they give thanks for everything they have. Right, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing more. What else do you do on Thanksgiving?
I want to say we do Thanksgiving. We eat turkeys.
And what else is it?
And
What's the part that you like best about it?
My part I like best is giving thanks to
No,
God.
what is it? You told me. What is it?
Okay.
Can you say it's a holiday?
It's a holiday.
Means you don't have to what?
Don't have to go to school.
Don't have to guess. Tell them what you told me.
I don't remember.
You said it's a holiday. Don't have to go to school. That's what you like about it. And you eat turkey. And when I kept asking you, what's Thanksgiving, you told me all those things. And I said, then what did I say? I said, then say Thanksgiving backwards. And what'd you say?
And giving thanks to God.
And that's what happens when you say Thanksgiving backwards. It's giving thanks. And that's all it is. And that's all this video is. To tell you all out there to have a happy Thanksgiving. To enjoy it. For those of you who believe in God, give thanks to God for what you have. You may not have a ton. Believe me, the Pilgrims didn't at the first Thanksgiving because everything they had was brought to them. Because they set up a socialist government which totally failed, wiped out their crops because they didn't have enough, because too many people didn't do what they were supposed to do. And they were going to have a winter in which they would starve to death if it wasn't for the kindness of the Indians. And that's all Thanksgiving is about. It's nothing about the year that they landed in Plymouth Rock. It's nothing about the diseases that were brought either by fishermen from years before. It's nothing about Indian wars. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with a group of people that was in need, another group of people seeing their suffering and shared what they had. And it's the two groups of people getting together, giving thanks to their God for what they had. No more, no less. Hey, stop that. Okay, so wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Go ahead.
I wish you have a happy Thanksgiving day.
And I do too. So you all have a happy Thanksgiving. And also remember, I'm looking for a lawyer and a campaign manager. This is JD. I'm still running for president. And in 2012, I am going to do it. Right, Sam?
Yes, Daddy.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Goodbye.
Happy Thanksgiving.